Happy to be here again today. Today I will be speaking from page 45 of my book, Adapt and Advance. And the title this morning is Turn Dead Ends into Opportunities. Turn dead ends into new opportunities. And I always like to start with stories. And the story I have today is a man called Reed Hastings, who co-founded Netflix, which I'm sure an average human being would know about it because a lot of people use it to get their entertainment needs. Um, how did it turn its dead ends into new opportunities? And I also share a story of Nick Vujicic, who was born without arms and legs, but able to turn that dead end into new opportunities. I will touch a little bit about Tony Robbins because I'll be sharing about this book today, how he grew up in so much poverty, was working as a janitor at age 17, and I was able to turn that around to have like asset base of over 600 million today in dollars. So I'm going to be speaking about turning dead ends into new opportunities. And the first story is Reed Hastings, who co-founded Netflix. So the story had it that in the 1990s, he rented a movie, and after renting the movie, he forgot to return it. In those days, you rent like movies, physically, and he got charged a $40 late fee for forgetting to return the movie. So the question came up: why can't people just keep in his mind, keep a film as long as they want and pay fair price? And that's what led to the battle of co-founding the company Netflix in 1997 as a DVD by Mel Savas. So story had it that this company was like no late fees, flat monthly subscriptions, convenience choosing movies online and all of that. And today, Netflix has over 270 million subscribers worldwide. It turned that dead end into a story of purpose. Why do I like sharing all these stories? Because we also experience dead ends at times. I think it will not be an overstatement. Yeah, it will not be an overstatement to say that all of us experience one dead end or the other at different stages of our lives. And all we learn from these stories when I share them is just for you to know that people have experienced dead ends and they've used that to inspire uh, actions that help them to get out of the dead end and help them to succeed despite the dead ends that they experienced at one point or the other in their lives. So if you're inspired by the story of Reed Hastings, who co-founded Netflix, that's all we are trying to do. Getting you, like, if there's a situation that gets you mad or makes you upset or, makes you have some emotions that are not good, it might just be a dead end that you could use to be a blessing to your world and to be a blessing to yourself and to become very successful in life. Second story is really more like a dead end, is Nick Vujicic, who was born without limbs. Like, imagine you don't have two hands and two legs. Imagine what life will look like. It's a condition medical word called tetra amelia. He was born no hands, no legs, and it was a real dead end. Life was tough. Life was hard. He felt rejection. He felt bullying and depression. Rejection, depression, bullying. All of that made him to even attempt suicide at the age of 10. And it's understandable. I can imagine with hands and legs, life is hard enough. I can imagine no hands, no legs, and you have to face life every single day like every other person. So life was tough, but we did not allow this to be a dead end. Rather, I was able to turn the story into a ministry of inspiration. I was able to start Life Without Limbs and started speaking worldwide. Story has it, or info has it online, that he has spoken to about 70 countries and millions of people, despite no hands, despite no legs. Again, this is a physical dead end, but today he has inspired people. He's a best-selling author. He's a best-selling evangelist, if there's anything like that. best-selling author, is an evangelist, maybe not the best-selling one, but at least also a motivational speaker. He's using his story to inspire other people. So these two stories, the first one, Reed Hastings, and second one, Nick Vujicic, tells us that you can turn dead ends into new opportunities. And in my book on page 44, the second half of page 44, which is where I'm pulling the title from today, is Failure is a Teacher. It shows you what doesn't work so you can refine your approach. And the book also tells us that I shared my own personal story in the book, how we started a family business that did not work out well. And, we learned from it and we moved on. And we have moved on, we've moved past that. And of course, there's many other forms of experiences that I've had personally and family-wise that, it's been like dead ends, but we've not let that stop us. I've not let that stop me, and I've kept moving despite all of that. So what's the big content and call to action for today? The big content today and the big call to action for today is take a look at your life today and see what areas look like a dead end. It might not be as dramatic as Nick Vujicic would add no hands and add no legs. That's really, 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 really dramatic and like big. But you might not really experience something that, and you may, who knows? I don't know what you're going through. Or maybe even like Reed Hastings, who experienced, paying that late fee and, just felt this was not fair, something unfair. I was able to turn it around. So what is one dead end in your life? I'm thinking of one for my own life. Personally, I want to work on that you can work on and make sure that you turn the story around. What actions can you take about that, what looks like a dead end, to turn it to a story of fruitfulness? To, like Nick Vujicic was able to turn his story around. I'm sure it was not easy. That's why he attempted suicide at the age of 10. But he was able to turn things around. Oh, what is it that makes life so hard for you this season that you can turn around? So the call to action today is, when you identify that one thing, it might be more than one, but at least identify one you want to work on today. So I want you to sit down, take a look at it, and plan and take action that will turn that dead end into a new opportunity. Ask yourself, what new opportunities can I bring out of this dead end situation? And write. I write a lot every morning I wake up. I write at least 2 pages A4 notebooks. Like, what is God telling me? What can I do about my situations? How can I get better? What is the prayer for today? What am I hearing? What am I learning for today? So do that for yourself today, on that at least one thing, and have a plan. So next today, we talk about the map lamp summary, which is what I used to write the entire book, Adapt and Advance. So the map lamp summary is meaning making. So based on the 2 stories we had today, the meaning making point I would like to emphasize today, which is also in the book, the first chapter of my book, is creating or accomplishing something, following off of the chapter in my book, which says one of the ways you can make meaning is to do what? Is to create or accomplish something. And if you look at the 2 stories we looked at today, Nick Vujicic and Reed Hastings, both of them created something. Reed Hastings, when he experienced that unfairness, created Netflix, co-founded Netflix. And Nick, and I'm sure they didn't start big, they started small. And Nick Vujicic also started that company. It's started a ministry, Life Without Limbs. And, so create something. And it doesn't have to be something big or huge. You can create something out of that dead end. The call to action today is to take action about that end, and something you can do about it. Take action to turn it from a dead end to new opportunities. P is planning. P tells us you have to plan. So when you've identified the dead end, take action. You need to have a plan about what action do you take first, what do you take second. Take action. Don't let your problems or your dead ends make it impossible for you to move forward. Take action. Plan how to get out of it. L is learning, and I told you I was going to talk mildly about Tony Robbins. So the book I'm recommending for us today is Tony Robbins' Money Master the Game. I just checked his net worth on the internet this month. It's about $600 million. And I told you he also had a dead end growing up, a lot of poverty, abusive mother, working as a janitor at the age of 17. But he did something dramatic at the age of 17. He was earning, I think, $40 a month or so as a janitor, and he invested the whole month's salary to go learn from Jim Rohn at a point, and that changed his life completely. The trajectory of his life moved in the right direction, and today he has over $600 million worth. So I don't know what that one thing you need to invest in knowledge that can change the trajectory of your life. I read one book every week. How I listen to one book every week. At times, some last longer, but I make sure at least every week I have one book that I'm listening to, reading all the time. So I encourage you to read a book in an area of need. If your dead end is health, then read a book on health, read a book on divine health. If your dead end is finances, read a book on finances. If your dead end is, whatever it is, I'm sure there's a book somewhere that will encourage you. Find a book that will encourage you to move forward. And A is Alliance Formation. I did learn about Reed Hastings, who created Netflix. He didn't found it himself. He co-founded it with a partner, Mark Rudolph, I think. So you might need to just work with people. Whatever you plan, whatever you do, don't do it alone. Work with others that have interest in what you are doing. And the last one, second to the last one, M, which is meaning making. The second M is mission statement. And I looked for Nick Vujicic mission statement online. Is to inspire and share hope. Inspire and share hope in Jesus Christ by showing that no life is limited. Vujicic to inspire and to share hope. And I have my own mission statement, which I've said, I'm sure you're tired of hearing it. It's to fulfill God's purpose and to be the best version of myself by moving from one level of good success and good value to a greater level of good success and good value per time, and to contribute positively to the life of those that God has placed on my path. Before this mission, I put God first. I work hard, invest time, money, and energy into work because I live a balanced work, play, rest, exercise life. There's more other things I say. I have like 8 things I say to myself every morning. So that's just 2 of them. Anyway, so get your own mission statement. You can let mine inspire. You can let Nick Vujicic's own inspire you. Come up with something. Write it boldly somewhere. Read it to yourself every day and keep moving forward in that direction. The last one is prayer. And I have in my book on page 44, I mentioned the Bible verse there, Proverbs 24:16. For a righteous man falls 7 times and rises again. So it doesn't matter how many times you fall, no matter how many dead ends you've had, you can rise again, rise again, rise again, rise again, and also pray too as you continue to move forward. Okay, and that's it for today. Turning dead ends into new opportunities. So we are making on, and apart from your individual call to action, which is the most important, your life matters the most to you. You are the driver of your life, and whatever you make out of your life is entirely on you. But as a group, for those who believe in Adapt and Advance, which is a movement we are just beginning to start now, Adapt and Advance. If you've not had the opportunity to get this book, what you can do for me today is get a copy. It's still $1.99, about $2. Maybe less than a cup of coffee for the e-copy. For the art book, for those who prefer to have the paper copy, it's $11.99, and it's available on Amazon. Just put Adapt and Advance by Oluwole Babatunde, and you'll find it there. So get one copy, and if you already have a copy, what you can do for me is read it. This book is not meant to be on the shelf. One of the reasons I'm going slowly from the book and pulling things out is just to encourage people who got it to read it. So if you already have it, I want you to read it, and I also want you to share with other people. It's just $2 to buy the ebook for somebody. All you need is their email, enter it, input it into Amazon, and send it to them, and let them know you've sent the book to them so they can get it. So that's what you can do for me today. So for this month, every month, our monthly goal is to make sure 60 lives are blessed and touched by listening to this book or by reading it. And now we have the audio version. So we have all the versions now. We have the ebook, $2. We have the hard copy, $11.99, and then we have the audio version, which is $19 each or so on Amazon. So I want you to, whatever works, if you are a busy professional and listening is the best you can do like me, please get one and listen to it. And finally, for today, like the video, share the video with a friend that will benefit from it, and let's keep moving forward and keep inspiring each other. You can do it. You can overcome that dead end. Bye.